Donc bienvenue à la conférence de presse de Sub 41, les voilà, l'album 13 Voices, le 6e album va sortir début octobre. Il tourne pour le présenter avec déjà le nouveau single Fake My Own Death, et donc Sub 41 est là après presque 5 ans d'absence discographique. Pour poser vos questions, ça, je le rappelle, ceux qui n'ont pas encore suivi de conférence de presse ici, levez la main, même pendant qu'il y a une réponse donnée, puis je vous ferai passer le micro. So, let's start with everything. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. We're still just kind of waking up, getting ready for the day.
So, 5 years since you released the record. How long does that feel?
How does it feel?
How long does it feel?
I guess it feels about 5 years. I don't know. I mean, we toured that record quite a bit. We toured the record for 3 years. Took about a year off and then started making a new record.
And in the meantime, you became a 5-piece band. Does it change anything?
I mean, it changes the dynamic on stage, I guess. You know, like on the records, there's all sorts of guitar parts and vocal parts that were always there, but now we can play everything live.
Just talk about questions somewhere. Don't be shy. Alright, you are shy, so let's keep on. Tell me about this new single, Fake My Own Death, and especially the video. There's lots of pop cultural elements in it, I mean, or even, let's call them internet memes. Tell me about all that, how did that came about, and what's your feeling about all this culture?
With the video, I think we're just making fun of pop culture. I mean, that was the idea from the beginning, and it was kind of a simple idea, and we all just sat around and came up with, you know, stupid ideas that we all passed around through email, and then, you know, just one day we shot a video. It was really simple.
Bonjour guys. I want to ask you a little bit things about the early before you started to write the new album. At the end of 2012, you finished the tour of your previous...
Early 2013.
Okay, early 2013. How did you feel at that particular moment? What do you remember of that time? You were ready to put in mind facing a new record in that moment?
No, definitely not.
No?
No, when we came off the Screen Bloody Murder tour, it was a 3-year long tour, and it'd gotten, you know, to a point where we were pretty burnt out, pretty tired, and I don't think, I mean, I definitely didn't think about wanting to jump in the studio right away, and didn't know when I would want to at all. You know, that's where I was at. I just think we were all kind of pretty burnt out at the end of that. 3 years is a long time to tour one album.
Hi guys, you got a new song from War.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the themes and the sound of the song?
Themes?
Themes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, lyrically, the song, I wrote the song when, I mean, I'd gotten out of the hospital, and I was in the hospital for liver and kidney failure from years and years of touring and drinking and partying. And when I got out of the hospital, it was like a new sort of like I had to rebuild myself. I mean, I was in the hospital for so long that I lost all muscles in my leg, like I had muscle atrophy. I had severe nerve damage in my feet, and I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk. And it took about 1.5 years before I could start walking normally again. And in that time, it felt like my recovery was never getting any better. And it was a struggle to try to keep pushing and keep fighting and trying to keep, you know, hoping that I would get better when I didn't really know if I would. And I was on this like sort of tipping point where I could easily fall back into just drinking and, you know, let it all go, fall off the wagon, or push harder and, you know, work harder than I ever have to try to get to where I'm getting to, which is ultimately here, get out on tour, and make a record, and be in a band again. And I wrote that song about that feeling of trying to push through and fight for something that you really believe in.
So, how you sound as that developed for this stuff, for your influence?
I mean, I think it's evolved over the years. I don't really think about it too much. I don't think any of us really think about it too much. We just sort of do what we feel. you know, every record is always sort of a snapshot of who you are at that moment. And sometimes it's heavier and harder, sometimes there's softer sides. It's just, you know, we don't really think about it, we just play music.
Hi, I'm Matt from Radio France International. I'd like to ask you guys, I've heard your new singles, and it pretty much sounds like the good old Sum 41 to me, and Babe has come back, so is it like you're going back and you're going to keep going on with, is it a reborn for you? Is it going to be like the same old Sum 41 going on?
Well, I think with Sum 41 is that I think the music always sort of retains a similar spirit because it's us, you know, and we still have that same love and same energy that we always have, but musically, it's just a little bit different, you know, it's a different sound, and every record we've ever done, if you listen to them all back to back, they all sound completely different from each other. This new record is just sort of, in the same, that it's different.
Jason, David from GCB Shy. Well, what's your feeling about the question that's been asked?
Oh, feels good. I mean, being back, and being a part of the process of making the record was refreshing. And once I heard the record Screaming Bloody Murder, I was really jealous and wanted to be back in the band back then anyway.
Derek, you mentioned before your problems with the alcohol and all of that. I want to know, I don't know if anyone of the rest of the band has come to something similar or experience. I mean, we all know how dangerous can be being on tour alone so much time. And it was like an attention goal for the rest of you.
I mean, we all partied a lot in the early days, and you know, we all still drank. I guess when we got off the road, like Derek said, we were all really burnt out. So I don't know. I guess what happened to Derek was his own thing. We all have our own little things we do in life, and yeah, I guess in a way it was a wake-up call because you never want to see your best friend go through something like that. So it's hard to see him in the hospital, photos in the hospital, talking to him after how it all was for him. So yeah, I mean, you can't help but look at that, kind of change your perspective on things.
Hi, you guys. So when you started, there was no such big deal with social media. So how do you feel about that?
It kind of works for a band, I guess, because in the early days, before there was social media, we would just video everything that we did, and we would give it away on VHS tapes or DVDs. We would throw it out in the crowd. So everything that we kind of put up now, we were already doing all that stuff, just in a different format.
Yeah, if you were able to jump into a time machine and go whenever and wherever you were.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Yeah, we want to know that from all of you.
Yeah, I mean, what would you go for?
In a time machine?
Yeah.
Probably to be in this band from the start. To, you know, I've been with these guys for a year and a half now, but through all of their, you know, beginning years, all the crazy shit they did, it would have been real fun to be a part of that. But it's been awesome now, and yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as history, my background kind of limits what decades I can go back to. So I would say probably, honestly, I don't know if I'd change anything. I'd probably go back to the 80s and tell the old me to stop being such a pussy. And that's about it.
Everybody's got back around. There's a question.
You guys go?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things I guess I would like to visit, but I don't really want to take a time machine anywhere. I like where we are right now. We're in a kick-ass band, better than ever. Just want to stay here. Someone else can take the time machine. Let me take the time machine.
You'll watch our bags.
Guys, before you talk about when they come back to the band because he was jealous, right? Does the fact that he came back to the band make Derek, because he write all the songs more or less, no? Okay. Make you impulse to write more aggressive songs than maybe in the last 2 records? Because in some way I feel this new album is going to sound more like Doesn't Look Infected or Chuck. I don't know, it was your intention be more hard rock sound?
No. I mean, if anything, like our last record is probably heavier than this record, but it's just, like I said before, it's a snapshot of who you are at the time. You know, if there's a slower or mellower song, that's just how I was feeling at that time, and if there's a heavier or harder song, it's how I was feeling at that time. It's just sort of the way it is.
So today you are here for concert in Paris, so how do you feel before the show, and what do you expect?
Good. I mean, I don't think we've ever played this festival before. We played Paris a lot. We get to play with Iggy, who we've done a song with in 2003. So it'd be cool to see him again. And this is the last show of our summer tour, and we've been out for 9 weeks on the road. So it's going to be a pretty awesome finale to end here.
Hello guys. We talked about Dave that is back in the band. You also have a new drummer. So I have a question for him. How is it to record an album with Sem41, and how is it to tour with the band?
Both amazing. The recording process was pretty much on and off for a year and a half. A lot of pre-production. It was really a good building thing for the band, just for us to get tight together and learn to work together, to write together. And then touring has just been amazing. I mean, their fans just have been so welcoming and amazing, and just the energy of these shows, and especially these festivals. And you know, just to be, I was a huge fan of the band, just to you know, be brothers now with these guys. It's been amazing and fun, and like we were saying the other day, we've been on tour for 9 weeks and we can still laugh and have fun. It's pretty fucking awesome. So it's been great.
Of all time? Oh, I don't know. Do you have one? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty possible.
I mean, they're all. I think they're all kind of important in their own way along your career. I maybe say at the time, Doesn't Look Infected was a big one for us because we just got off of such a big album of All Killer, and we got really. What's that? I mean, All Killer was so big for us, and we were kind of a new band at the time, and then we had Doesn't Look Infected and kept it going. So I think that was a pretty crucial album for us at the time, and kind of solidified us as a, you know, as a band that could stick around for a while.
They asked me about that. Yeah, you don't have heard that. No, I thought they were asking about that. Yeah, I know. I would say our records.
Every single one of our records are the most crucial of all time. I don't know, I mean, we all bond over, I mean, we all love a lot of music, but Master of Puppets by Metallica, I think is one we all agree on. Exile on Main Street by the Stones.
Yeah.
Tons more. Descendants.
London
Calling.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
There's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to pick, but definitely Master of Puppets, Exile, those are two of our. Does this look infected?
Yes, you've talked about touring, going in a lot of places. What's your connection to the French public? You know that France has been through a lot lately. Has your connection changed with the French public? I know you really like to play here in France, so has your connection with the public changed?
I mean, we've always loved coming here, and we still do. You know, I wouldn't say it's changed.
It was like France, and especially Paris for us, was like one of the first places to catch on to Sum41 in the early years. So when you have a city like that in a certain country, it always like makes you feel really good going back to that city, just for that kind of nostalgic feeling. So, and to see the crowds growing over the years and not stopping, it makes it like the best place to end a long tour.
Talking about a crowd for you, did you feel that in this 5 years gap, and even if you've been touring there, but you haven't always been touring in France, do you feel that all the love and people are waiting for you, expecting you?
I mean, sorry, I couldn't hear some of that.
Sorry. No, I was thinking about the crowd growing, and I was thinking this 5 years gap between two records. You still felt the same. I forgot the words, but like the same passion for.
I would say it feels bigger and it feels better coming back after 5 years. It's kind of felt like the best it's felt since the very beginning.
Hi guys, I just wanted to know what is the thinking of making 41 days in France?
I can't hear, sorry.
Are you still thinking of making 41 days in France?
Oh, 41 shows? I mean, we would love to. I think to work out. It would be awesome.
When you came into the punk pop scene with Blink-182, Green Day, it seems for some people it seems that your influence of the heavy metal music, it was in part a bit like a joke, the video of Pain for Pleasure and that. But after that, you saw that you can really rock hard and kick ass. How was that? That was like you want to demonstrate that it was not like a joke, like it was,
Like a joke? Is that what you're saying?
That maybe some people can take the video and the song of Pain for Pleasure like a joke.
Yeah.
But after that, you pull this.
Well, there's funny elements to all that metal stuff that we were, we loved playing into, but at the same time, we actually liked those bands and we liked those records and that music.
When not playing on stage, what other topics can you show up?
Basketball.
Oh yeah. You guys go? I'm a mediocre golfer. Yeah.
I mean, I can play hockey pretty well. Ice hockey.
I cook, and that's about it.
Yeah, I like cooking, especially because when you're on tour, it's planned for you or you're eating out. So when I'm home, I really enjoy cooking.
Hi guys, first of them, bands from your time, lately like Michelle, so Blink-182, and then how do you plan this comeback? What do you think still have to offer right now?
I really don't think about it. I don't think any of us do. We just, all these same bands pretty much put out a record at the same time last time too. It's just the attention that it's getting. It's all coincidence. But Green Day, Blink, and us put out our last records at the same time too.
Maybe let's come back to the record. That's a very basic question, and you must be answering every day. What are these 13 voices?
What are 13 voices?
Yes,
well,
these
the title 13 Voices represents sort of all the chaos and noise that was going on in my head at the time of making this record. I was going through a lot of recovery. I was trying to stay sober. I was trying to learn how to just be a human again, coming out of the hospital and doing things for the first time sober. And there's just a lot of insecurity, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of questioning going on in my mind, and it just felt like there was always these voices just kind of screaming in my head at all times. I actually thought I was going insane at one point, and I thought this was like what being schizophrenic was like, and that's what it represents.
Question for the rest of the band: how do you have to deal when you get into the studio and you have to record something so personal? I mean, for your singer.
Well, I think Derek's always written very personal albums, so it was, you know, and a lot of times when we record the music, the band doesn't necessarily even know the end lyrics yet. So it's kind of the same as it's always been. Like, it's always been very personal and sometimes very serious lyrical content. So this time I don't think it was too much different for us. Anyway, probably more different for Derek, but you know, kind of the same for us.
Anything else? Okay. One last maybe.
I want to ask you, Derek, about when you are the producer. What I don't know how to make this question. And when you produce I guess the last 3 or 4 records of the band, when you sit on the table, what do you think about every record needs something, or you follow the same way to work in every record, or change your mind, you know, the perspective?
Yeah, the way I do it is that I just rely on feeling, and when it feels like it's right, it is right. And I think I have a pretty good perspective. I can pull myself out of myself and look at it objectively. Like, I can look at all the songs and feel like, does it need more? Does it need less? Is this song any good? Is my performance of my vocal actually that good? And if it's not, I can push myself to do it better.
Est-ce qu'il y a encore peut-être une dernière question, sinon on va vous laisser filer. No? Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Cool. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.